Hey, what's happening, DC Converse? Me, the DC01, and welcome to the final episode of our Batman Arkham Knight walkthrough. In this episode, we're going to take down the Riddler, and then we activate Knightfall. We've only got 2 riddles left, and really only one of them is a riddle, and then the other one's just, we gotta destroy the remaining militia drones, and then we can finally go after Edward Nygma and his giant robot. So let's jump right in. So we've actually got some news to talk about, and I want to get that out of the way now because I kind of just want to experience the finale of this. I don't want to be talking during it, so I'll talk a bit while this is happening. It's pretty much all DC news actually, which is kind of nice. But first of all, I want to thank you guys for the response to the Batman Begins video on the main channel. The response to that has been really good so far. It's only been out for like 3 days at this point, and it's already almost matched the views of the 2 music videos, the Iron Man and the Darth Vader music video that I posted like a month ago now at this point. So that's really cool to see that after only a few days. So thank you guys for that, and I'm actually going to be uploading another video to the main channel this week to mark the 10-year anniversary of Batman Arkham Knight, which is this Monday. But yeah, we kind of, this series is ending like right on schedule. I honestly couldn't have planned that any better. So this video will come out like 2 days before the official 10-year anniversary, and then I'll have that video on the main channel coming out on the day of the anniversary.
He saved the date for All Hallows Eve, but this calendar killer took his leave.
Okay, so this is the one we were trying to find last week that I could not find, and I was like, it's probably something super obvious. Well, it's not super obvious. Now let's see if I can actually get it. Okay, I think I see it. Here. So yeah, there's a little opening that you can barely see, and you really can't even notice it unless you're looking for it. But up here, there it is. We see this calendar and just some candid shots of Batman, which don't really, so August 16th, June 31st, March 9th, April 1st. So, calendar man.
One riddle remaining. I don't understand. What I do know, Detective, is that you can't even fail correctly. That's how incompetent you are.
So, calendar man had something planned for Halloween, which is today in this game. Looks like September 22nd was also put up. So I was wondering, once I found this, like looking at Batman Arkham videos, which are still like the best videos about any of the Arkham games, I was like, I wonder if there was something actually about Call Martin Victor Glenn, Call Martin Victor Glenn. I wonder if those are like developers. But I was wondering if like the date that the game released was marked anywhere, but it doesn't look like it is. I mean, I'm sure there's some June. What would that be? I had the date somewhere. So 20th is Friday, 23rd. So June 23rd would be somewhere, but I don't see that anywhere. But yep, that's the final actual riddle, and now all we've got left to do is go drone hunting. No, jeez. But yeah, so I'll have another video coming out for the actual 10-year anniversary of this game. It's another music video, and I was actually on the fence of whether or not I was even going to try to make that video, because it would have been such a quick turnaround time from, you know, the most recent video, the Batman Begins video. But after only 2 days of working on it, I'm already like 80% done with it. I've literally, it's like a 4-minute song, and I've already got 3.5 minutes filled, 3.5 minutes filled, so I'm almost done with it, so I think we'll be able to make it. So yeah, 2 videos in like a month for the main channel. I like that. After going almost a year without uploading anything. Actually, no. After going over a year without uploading anything to it. Oh, crap. Oh, come on. I was looking up, trying to get the drone. I wasn't looking down. I went right off the edge. But in actual news, the first thing about DC news is they have announced who will be playing Clayface in the upcoming Clayface movie that is set to release in 2026. One more drone. The actor's name is Tom Rhys Harries, or Tom Rhys Harries. I don't recognize him from anything. I looked up like stuff he's done, and I don't really recognize anything he's been in. But according to James Gunn, he's like the guy.
Cash. The malicious aerial redeployment is eliminated. Resume Founders Island patrols.
Choppers are taking flight as we speak, Batman.
And now it's time for Eddie. Right? I want to go through and check. Look at all that. Look at all of them go. But yeah, so like according to James Gunn, wait, do we still got one missing? What?
Crusaders of old had a trusty steed. Crusaders, how much horsepower does a Dark Knight need?
Well, that's an easy one. That's just... I'm assuming that we just have to scan the Batmobile, right? Because I don't think there's any actual like riddles left, like on the map. I don't remember seeing any. Oh, and then we got all these. And the Arkham Knight headquarters. Okay, so I believe this is the last where you just scan the Batmobile. Yep.
So, you solved them all. Well. What a smart little detective you turned out to be. My one mistake has always been very slightly overestimating just how stupid you are. Overestimated. Come back to the orphanage, detective, and I'll deconstruct you like a flimsy philosophical position.
Okay. Yeah, so I remember that one actually, the last time when I played this on my PS4, like first time playing through it, I was like, I've gotten them all, right? Like, what else is left there to do? So then when I went and looked, I was like, oh, there's something about the Batmobile. Do I go to the wrecked Batmobile, like underground? Nope, you literally just get out and scan yours. I was like, oh, well that's easy. And I was like, I can't believe I didn't even try that first. And then the other big bit of news is really all about Superman, and there's a few different things about it. It was recently confirmed that there will be an early screening for the Superman movie on July 8th, which is 3 days before the film officially comes out on July 11th. The embargo for that early screening gets lifted the following day, July 9th, 2 days before, again, the film comes out officially. Or maybe it comes out, the embargo gets lifted on the 10th, like the day before. But either way, the embargo, which is basically like an NDA for the movie, which basically says, like, you're not allowed to discuss spoilers, that kind of thing. Marvel does that a lot whenever they have their big releases. There was one for Endgame, where it was like a week-long embargo. I think that's the term, embargo, where basically, if you were at that early screening, you weren't allowed to, like, post about it, or talk about it. I mean, you technically could, and there's nothing they could really do to stop you from doing it. Like, there's nothing they can really do to stop you from talking about it. But, you know, I think they would be, like, legally allowed to, like, take stuff down, like, if you posted stuff about it, but then that gets lifted after the embargo. Again, I think that's the term. But yeah, so people are going to be able to see Superman 3 days before everyone else, and then are going to be able to talk about it without any restrictions immediately afterwards, like a full day before anyone else can. So that's going to be fun, being on YouTube and on the internet for that 24 hours. Especially since there's this whole plan by like a certain group of DC fans who are like the Zack Snyder Superman fans. And I knew there was like a whole like rivalry, if you even want to call it that, between like people who support James Gunn and the new DCU versus like people who support Zack Snyder's DCEU. But I didn't realize how like deep it went and how like overtly like anti-Gunn and anti like Superman this like rivalry went. Like there's literally like a Reddit post of basically someone who's like pro Snyder, who's like, all right everyone, here's the plan, here's how we're gonna sabotage the DCU. And they said about this whole thing as like, when Superman comes out, go see it and then spoil it. Spread spoilers everywhere. That way people will be less, you know, people won't want to see it because, you know, it'll be spoiled for them and that'll like ruin it for everyone. Like this is like almost like word for word like what they're saying, and then they're like, review bomb it, give it negative reviews on everything. IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Google reviews, whatever. Like, and basically saying like, by doing that you'll discourage other people from seeing it. And it's like, you realize you're just like hurting DC and like DC movies by doing this. You're not doing anything to help. But I didn't realize just like how like overtly and like unapologetically like we're purposely trying to ruin this experience for other people. Like this was like turning into. It's almost kind of silly. But it's especially funny because it's been made very clear, like, over and over that there's no hostility between Snyder and Gunn, like, at all. Like, they're both very supportive of each other, and, like, Snyder has basically, like, given Gunn his, like, blessing, and, like, is wishing him, like, best of luck in, you know, the Superman movie and, like, the future of the DCU. It's all, like the fans who are, like, trying to create this rivalry, like, between them, and like trying to like ruin James Gunn's DCU before it even gets started, just because they liked Zack Snyder's type of directing. I don't know what even like the rationale for it is. One. Oh, they're counting all the riddles.
Well, Dark Knight, it seems you have earned the right to die at my mechanical hands. But let us be clear, we do not meet as equals. In fact, you literally have not a hope of victory. Oh, I wish I could say that I have found this one-sided rivalry of ours intellectually stimulating, but in truth, I grew bored of you long ago. Killing you here will finally liberate me to engage in more edifying pursuits.
Alright, so I've literally never done this before.
Nor
Ow.
let's mix things up.
So I don't know like how this boss battle works. Like I said, I've literally never done it before. Ow, crap.
Hit it again. Go on.
Ah. Well, that's not fair. They're all red. Except for you.
I will subtract you from this equation. You are bested. You are conquered.
Ah.
You are mine.
Whoa.
You
Whoa.
shall be ashes.
Sorry, Eddie, but it looks like you're cheating to me.
Hey.
No! What are you doing here? This is not your white cat.
Eddie, sweetie, you invited me, remember? And then you tied me to a chair.
I knew something was up. I was like, okay, you gotta bring Catwoman back. Yeah, baby. The Bat and the Cat are back.
I diddle diddle answer this riddle. Prepare for disintegration.
Oop, excuse me.
Solved all my riddles? Ow!
Ow. Hey. Hands off my lady. Batman's a gentleman. Hello. Nah.
Think you can defeat my creation?
Yes. Yes. Alright, come on. Come here, little.
No, my plan! My plan!
Oh, this is gonna be so satisfying. I get to punch him in the face over and over.
I'm coming.
Ah.
So many riddles! There's no way you solve them all!
That's what I was thinking to myself. There were so many. I'm actually surprised I did solve them all. Ah.
This color
Ah. Right, we just gotta keep like doing like the
time for a change.
dual team takedowns.
Which color do you prefer?
There's
Ah.
plenty here. Take your pick.
Well, I would, but I get shocked if I go for some.
You cheated! I will forcibly extract a confession.
Right, now they're all red. Ah, crap.
Smash it.
With pleasure, my lady.
Your muscular oppression ends here.
Oh no. Selena, no. She tanked that blast. Oh, this is gonna be so satisfying punching Riddler in the face over and over again. Come here, you. Oh.
I knew I could count on your stupidity.
Hey,
My robots are indestructible.
come here, you little scrawny little.
It was perfect. A perfect victory.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't notice they went red there, so we had to switch. Ah.
Let's mix things up.
Okay, this actually isn't that bad. Gotta be a little careful with Selena though, because she's not as durable as Batman. She can't take as many hits. Ow.
Well, army triumphant.
Honestly, this is going to be so much more satisfying than like beating Riddler in Arkham City, because in Arkham City, you just do like you do one takedown move, and like you knock him out in one punch, but it's like a cinematic. Oh crap! Oh no! So like you don't even get to like hit him.
Be my guest.
At least in this one, you actually get to beat up on him, which is so much more satisfying, especially with this game, because this game, the riddles were so much more...
How did you solve them all?
Honestly, I don't know. It was so much more frustrating than Arkham City. So, this feels right. Ah. It's over, Edward.
Get up, you damn machine!
He's all yours. Oh. We got him!
Thanks, Selena, for the daring last-minute rescue. It was very heroic.
It was under control.
Sure it was. Now be a good damsel and bestow a kiss on your gallant hero.
Play nice.
You're not playing at all.
No, I'm not. Not anymore.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means this is the end, Selena. It means we can. I can.
I will see you again, right?
No one will. Gotham She needs a new myth. A legend more powerful than I can be right now. A legend that can only rise from the ashes of the Batman.
Some things you can't do alone, Bruce.
And some things you have to.
Call if you need me.
I won't.
I knew he was going to say that.
I know. I just wanted to say it.
Aww. I like to think that she always knew it was Bruce.
Where am I?
And she's gone.
What's happening to me?
You're a smart man, Edward. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
No. You cheated. Catwoman cheated. She stole my victory from me.
A fight I couldn't win? That doesn't even fit your definition of playing fair.
It was fair. If
No.
you weren't able to bypass the robot's multi-layer encryption, decipher their unique operating system, and reprogram them mid-battle, that doesn't mean you get to call in assistance.
You need help, Nigma.
I never need help with anything.
You need help. Was that something we could have done? Like, could we have actually, like, used, like, the voice synthesizer, or, like, the hacking device to do something? Or is that just a voice line they threw in? Because it was something that we never would have tried. But yeah, so like I said, this is my first time seeing basically everything from here out is my first time seeing all of this, because I've been very conscious about avoiding like the ending cutscenes of these games, so, and like I said, I've never actually beaten the Riddler part of this game, because I never figured out how to do that one, get that one trophy at the orphanage. So this is my first time seeing that ending dialogue scene with, between Batman and Catwoman. Which I think I messed this up, because the last time we talked with Catwoman, I said that was alternate dialogue. I think this was the alternate dialogue. Because there's two versions of that, where depending on whether you defeat Riddler before or after revealing your identity, that's where the switch happens between, like, what causes you to get the one bit of dialogue versus the other. So I think that was the one where you either got that one or you got something else.
How'd you go, Nigma?
I could have brought me here twice as quickly.
Well, I wasn't driving that fast, so it wasn't that hard. But you could have.
Well, riddle me this. Was Green proud and ass kicked all over?
How exceedingly droll. I won't be needing a lawyer, you jumped-up security guard. I will represent myself.
Good luck with that.
You forget, you bothersome bat. Every time you overcome my puzzles, I learn that little bit more about you. Soon enough, there will be a riddle that leaves you dead. Cobblepot.
Alfred, the city's safe.
Excellent work, sir. Gotham's villainous contingent has been brought to task yet again. You should be immensely proud of your achievements. The city is forever in your debt.
It's time for Knightfall.
Everything is in place, sir. The Batwing is on its way to the GCPD rendezvous point.
So we kind of missed some of that dialogue there of Riddler talking to Penguin. So before we do Knightfall, I want to go through and do a couple things, just some like last minute things. I want to say like goodbye to some people. Yep, new primary objectives. This is really the only thing left we have to do in the game. We've done everything else.
Taking that mask off was a big mistake. Now you're just a man, Bruce.
But I want to do the thing where like we go through and talk to all of the villains and everything. But yeah, we are done. Knightfall protocol is active. We made it. Took us 8 months to get to this point. We started the series 8 months ago, and now here we are, literally like 2 days before the official 10-year anniversary. It's over. Hello, Sergeant Ginn.
I don't know what to say, Batman. That's big news. I guess now we know where the money for the car comes from.
Haha.
Scarecrow thinks unmasking you took away our oath. No way. You just showed us why we shouldn't give up.
Yeah, that's a good note to leave on. That's a good way of thinking about it. And now we're going to say goodbye to all of the thugs. Or all of the different henchmen, I guess. How you doing, Richards?
I haven't been in there yet to see Scarecrow. Apparently, it's quite a sight. A part of me wanted him dead earlier. But suffering's even better.
Okay, calm down. Hello, APC lieutenants.
Unmasked before the world. Next time you lose your life.
There won't be a next time.
Unmasked before
Okay, he just says the
world.
same thing.
Next time you lose your life.
What do you say? Do you say anything? No? Okay. Watchtower Militia.
So under that mask, you're just a rich punk. Hey, up to you how you get your kicks.
Yeah, don't judge me.
Sorry, Batman. We had no idea. Internal Affairs had their eye on someone at GCPD. Looks like we know who it was.
Oh, you're talking about that guy. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Sorry about drawing our guns. We're just all on edge around here, that's all. Nothing personal.
Eh, you couldn't have done anything to harm me anyway. But yeah, I guess that's the first time we've actually talked to them since this guy.
Fine. I admit it. Sold info to Riddler on the side, but I needed the money. I'm really, really sick, Batman. Really. So why don't you show a little mercy? Let me go home.
You are home. But yeah, that last line where Catwoman was saying, like, call me if you need anything, I almost said I won't. Or like, call me if you need help. I almost said that, but I wanted to wait to see what Batman was going to say.
It's your last night in this city, Playboy. Better enjoy it while you can. I'm thinking, when me and my buddies get out, first stop, Wayne Manor. Have us a little reunion party.
Good luck with that. No one? Okay. What about you guys? Penguins.
You better take some of that money and change your face, rich boy. Because everybody's gonna want a piece of you now.
Yeah, I should ask Thomas Elliott for some advice on how to do that. Maybe I'd get his face. I'm sure he has to lay in somewhere. Fire crew assailants?
You know, finding out you was Bruce Wayne, best news I heard all night. Go get cash. I'm pressing charges and suing your ass.
Buddy, I'm winning that case.
A billionaire like you must have a secret island somewhere. You're gonna need it after tonight.
Go to him, Mr. Wayne. Tell the deacon of your mendacity, and you will feel the cleansing power of forgiveness wash over you. The path you have chosen will bring misery. There is still time to open your heart. Join us, brother. Submit to his glory.
Oh, you're talking. That was the last guy I thought was going to be talking. Jack.
Thanks for the whole sacrifice rescue thing. I mean, I had it under control. It was all part of the act, you know? Getting up close and personal.
Sure thing. I think we've already talked to him. Now for the big guns. But anyway, like I was saying before, with the whole, like, people trying to, like, sabotage Superman and the new DCU before it even gets started, doesn't seem to be working because Superman has already made... Whoa! Well, that was delayed. That took a while. I did that like 20 minutes ago. It's not working because Superman has already made over $10 million in pre-sales. And that number is probably only expected to grow.
What happened at the asylum doesn't matter. You're Batman to me.
Oh, she's talking about me getting unmasked. I was like, what are you talking about? I thought she was talking about, like, Arkham Asylum, like, the breakout and Joker and all that stuff.
So much for Scarecrow.
For a man who won't shut up about fear, you'd think he could take a taste of it.
If he's that scared now, just wait for sentencing.
Oh, he's getting the death penalty for sure.
Just had the mayor on the phone. Says he's sending over an arrest warrant for Bruce Wayne. Shame. Our fax machine had a little accident.
Again, I feel like now that everyone knows who Batman is, he should be in like a Medal of Honor or something. Alright, now we actually are going to talk to all these people.
Mindless inanities. It is beneath my brilliance to be cooped up with one so clearly insane.
You should have stayed away tonight, Dent. How many times have we done this, Batman? You put us behind bars only for us to escape. Your life is meaningless. A charade!
Not meaningless. Satisfying.
Satisfaction is short-lived. Enjoy it while you can, because the next time we meet, you die.
Buddy, there's not going to be a next time. This was your last chance, and you blew it.
This place suits you, Cobblepot.
Oh, you look tired, mate. It's taking it out of you putting me in here. I can tell. Only so much the human body can take before it gives up.
Seeing you behind bars keeps me going.
I'll wipe that smug look off your face. Just you wait.
Yeah. I think we'll save Riddler for last. Again, this poor firefighter. Why is he still in here?
How are you holding up?
I'll live. Funny. I always hoped I'd get to meet you one day. Never thought it'd be like this.
I hear that a lot.
I betrayed those closest to me. Whatever happens, I deserve it.
Can we let him off with a warning? I hate that Pig's like singing through all this. I want to hear the dialogue.
You're gonna be in here for a long time, Blackfire.
Child, these bars cannot hold me. When the time comes, God will dissolve them like the hot wax of a candle, and I will be free.
I'd keep praying if I were you.
Oh, I will. I'll pray for everyone, for all Gotham's lost children, especially you, Batman. I'll do one special just for you.
Thank you. I guess. I think.
It's over for you, Linz.
You won't stop it, Batman. The fire will consume Gotham. Her buildings, her people, they will all be reduced to ash.
The only place for you was behind bars.
Wherever you lock me away, Batman. No matter how thick the prison walls, or how dark its confines, there is always a chance, a flicker, a spark. That is all I need.
Alright, sit down, Freddy Krueger. Oh, jeez. Let me talk to him. I want to talk to Pig. Shut up for a second. There we go.
I expect you to help your surviving victims. You will tell the police everything you did to them.
It's not too late for you, Batman. Pig is an artiste. I can make a maiden from a monkey, a model from a miscreant, a beauty from a bat.
You're no artist, Valentine. You killed and maimed innocent people. I'll make sure you never see the outside of a cell again.
No, no, no. Pig has so much more to give. Oh, come on. Show me what's under that mask. I can still fix you. Make you perfect. Pig can take all the pain away. You'll see.
Nah, I'm good. Enough people have already seen what's under the mask.
You made it.
was airlifted off my ship, I expected to be rescued, not cuffed and thrown in jail.
You're even more deluded than I thought, Stag.
You would know, Batman. You would know.
Gotham's cause.
How nice to see you, Dent. Still relying on that coin to make decisions rather than faultless logic and cognitive prowess?
Am I interrupting something?
I hope whatever they paid you was worth it, Slade.
The chance to fight you is always worth it, Batman.
I'm flattered.
You should be. When a man earns my respect, that means I do not rest. I devote all of my energy, everything I have, to killing him!
Batman didn't even look at him. He was looking at his knees the whole time. But I guess we got Deathstroke's respect. How you doing, Kirk?
I'm sorry, Kirk, but this is the right place for you.
I only wanted to help people, and I've killed the one thing I ever loved.
It wasn't you that did those things. I believe you never meant to harm anyone.
But I did. Nothing can change that. I'm a freak, a monster. They just leave me to rot here.
No. Yeah, so I meant to say it earlier, but I guess, yeah, this...
Do you even understand the numerous chemical processes that occur during combustion?
That's the beauty of fire. No riddles. It's so easy to understand.
I guess this was the first time we've actually talked to Stag since we knocked him out. Like, he got hit with Scarecrow's fear tox, and then we knocked him out so he wouldn't go crazy.
I don't know what kind of operation these men are running here, but I demand to be moved. Do these idiots have no concept of privacy?
But yeah, I wanted to save, like, all those dialogue things for the end, because I knew there was going to be, like, those like, short, like, animatics or animations.
I don't care who you are. You're dying, just the same.
Oh, we still haven't talked to Riddler yet. Hey, Eddie.
You were never going to win, Enigma.
Tut-tut, Batman. In your incessant quest for justice, you've just deprived this city of its one true genius.
I'm sure we'll cope.
Cope, yes, but also regress. My puzzles are the whetstone with which to sharpen your intellect. Keep me in here and let your mind turn to mush. It will be all the easier when we reconvene.
Oh, we haven't talked to Penguin yet either, have we? Or did we?
Well,
No, we didn't.
would you Adam and Eve, Bruce bloody Wayne and Batman, the two people I hate most in the world, standing right in front of me.
2 for 1 deal.
You may have everyone in here fooled with your little Bruce Wayne charade, but not me, Batman. You'll never fool me.
Take the mask off right in front of him. Like, sure.
Why bother with the mask, hero? You got nothing worth hiding now.
That's true. And let's go say hi to Barb. One last time.
Thanks again, Bruce, for going after Tim and Dad. I'm just sorry what it cost you in the end.
It was worth it.
I can liaise with Alfred from here. We'll update your intel as soon as we locate anything. Hey, if you get stuck for something to do, how about we take Scarecrow to the roof and dangle him over the edge? I thought it was funny.
Well, at least she hasn't lost her sense of humor.
Thanks again, Bruce.
Okay, she's just
for
got those
going
3.
after Tim and Dad. I'm just sorry.
Too bad we can't see, like, Nightwing or, like, Tim or Gordon again. Because, yeah, I don't think there's a way to see them again. And now we can go through and do all these.
One hell of a lot of money. Stolen from various Bank of Gotham branches across the city. I'll count this when I get time.
Two-Face.
One rocket launcher, acid damage coin, and twin semi-automatic handguns. Used by Harvey Dent, a.k.a. Two-Face. I hate booking in Harv. Guy's messed up, but you still see pieces of the man he used to be. And then he flips that
Deathstroke.
One samurai sword used by Slade Wilson, a.k.a. Deathstroke. This guy's got connections. Last time the boys here threw him in a cell, some suits got him out within the week.
Well, that's concerning.
One sacrificial knife and prayer book, owned by Deacon Blackfire. This high priest of Crazy Town tried to kill reporter Jack Ryder. Just another religious nut complaining about media bias, I guess.
You forgot to mention the Holy Grail. Whatever that thing is.
One vial of unknown chemical substance and one vampire bat, owned by Kirk Landstrom, a.k.a. What are we gonna call this guy? Batman's already taken. I guess this guy's more of a man-bat anyway.
Oh. So Cash named Man-Bat. Well, that's good to know. There's some lore.
Worn by Gotham's newest mystery man, the Arkham Knight. I think Batman knows more about this guy than he's letting on, but I'll ask him about it some other time.
Well, he's never gonna get that chance, is he? Delicious stuff. Oh, guess nothing. Oh, whoa, hello. How did I not see that walking in?
Well, this is some top-of-the-line gear. Used by the Arkham Knights, no
Yeah,
less.
real top of the line.
I don't know who's paying for this stuff, but they've got deep pockets. These boys are well equipped.
You know, this giant thing.
One giant-ass robot suit thing, built by Edward Nygma, a.k.a. the Riddler. For Eddie, he builds a custom-designed Batman killing machine and still gets his ass handed to him. Not sure if that says more about Batman or Eddie.
I don't feel sorry for him. We never actually got to see Riddler, like, hold, like, the cane or wear, like, the boiler hat. We see it in, like, the concept art for Arkham Asylum, but we never actually see him wear it in, like, person.
One set of arm-mounted syringes, complete with fear toxin vials and fear toxin canisters, used by Dr. Jonathan Crane, a.k.a. the Scarecrow. Crane nearly turned Gotham City into a toxic wasteland tonight. All just to prove a point. Batman brought him in, like he always does. I just hope it was worth the price. One flamethrower and jetpack, worn by Garfield Lens, a.k.a. Firefly. Why can't Gotham have a normal pyromaniac, you know? Why does ours have to fly?
Because we always go that one step beyond.
One energy cell, property of Stag Enterprises. You'd think Stag would have enough money not to strike deals with scum like Scarecrow. Well, not anymore. This won't be the only thing we confiscate from Stag Enterprises after tonight.
So, I'm just going through all these, because again, I know nothing about what happens after Knightfall. I legitimately don't know if we're even able to, like, continue playing, like, the game after Knightfall. Or if, like, we have to, like, start over again.
One big mask and butcher's knife, used by Laszlo Valentine, a.k.a. Professor Pig. This guy's new. Mutilates his victims in order to make them perfect. I think I'm pretty enough already, thanks. One modified flare gun. One machine gun haphazardly duct-taped to a grenade launcher. And one good old-fashioned baseball bat. All used by Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a.k.a. Harley Quinn. Without Joker around, Harley took over the clown's old gang. It was never gonna last.
Oh, that's right. We can probably talk to Harley, right? I don't know if someone else can do that.
One top had an umbrella with, a hidden blade inside. Owned by Oswald Cobblepot, a.k.a. the Penguin. God bless Penguin. Gotham changes. New freaks come and go. But you can always count on that vicious little cockney to be up to something.
He's got longevity. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to do everything. Like I said, I don't literally know don't know what happens after we do Knightfall. Like, I don't know if like the game like hard ends and like you can't just like free roam around Gotham anymore, or if like you have to like go through the entire story again to be able to do that. Like, I don't know. I literally don't know what happens to the game afterwards.
Two ceremonial swords used by Raish Al Ghul.
Yeah, that's right. Get it right.
At the bottom of Wonder Tower the night of Protocol 10. They were covered in blood. No body, though.
Yeah, because the body disappears after you go and fight Joker, which never really led to anything. I mean, it leads to the Shadow War DLC in this game, but nothing really that big.
One Arkham Asylum branded shock collar, worn by Killer Croc, a.k.a. Waylon Jones. We found this thing in the sewers under Arkham City. And that ain't good, because it was supposed to keep that bastard under control.
Oh, that's not good.
One rifle and two wrist-mounted guns used by Floyd Lawton, a.k.a. Deadshot. Another guy we had to let go after Arkham City got shut down. Still, that doesn't mean he got his toys back.
Another guy we had to let go? Okay, I didn't know that part of the story. So, like, there were people who they kind of had to, like, let, like, free after Arkham City closed down? I didn't know about that. Hey, another Harley thing.
One laughing gas grenade, one snare trap, and one baseball bat. All used by Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a.k.a. Harley Quinn, during a recent assault on the Bloodhaven police station. From what we gathered, Scarecrow sent Harley to break out Poison Ivy from the lockup in blood.
Huh. I believe that's part of either the Nightwing or the Robin DLC story. Because I know there's more stuff with Harley. I think it's the Nightwing one where, yeah, it's like a series of like Predator missions, like set in GCPD, or not GCPD, but like Bloodhaven's like police department, where he plays Nightwing. That's interesting though.
One black mask worn by Black Mask, a.k.a. Roman Sionis. Sionis never really recovered from the night of the Blackgate riots, the night Joker showed up. Roman was an old school gangster. Joker, well, I'm not sure what he was.
Looks like a different mask though, so that's definitely the mask from Origins. Right? Or is that supposed to be the mask like pre-Arkham City? I don't know, because I still don't know if Origins is officially like canon in the Arkham timeline.
Talia.
I guess we can just hold here for a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Does Talia get brought back to life in the Shadow War DLC story? I mean, it feels weird that they would bring back Raish, but they wouldn't bring back Talia. Or that Raish wouldn't bring back Talia.
One ceremonial sword owned by Talia Al Ghul. Miss Al Ghul was a wanted terrorist and an associate of her father, Raish. But Joker got to her before we did. From what I hear, Batman put this blade to good work after she died.
Yeah, we cut off Clayface's head. I didn't realize there was a thing there where, like, he puts his hand up, like, that was like an Arkham City moment where, like, he goes to the site of his parents' murder and, like, just kneels.
One Tommy gun, used by Peyton Riley, a.k.a. the ventriloquist. Or maybe the gun belongs to the puppet. I never really understood what's going on there.
Thanks, Cash. Anarchy.
One mask and jacket worn by Anarchy, a.k.a. Lonnie Machin. I wasn't even a cop when this kid tried to hit Gotham. No one's seen him since. No one knows where they're keeping him. I guess the government don't like anarchists too much.
And Electrocutioner.
One pair of shock gloves, worn by the Electrocutioner, a.k.a. Lester Buczynski. Joker hired this guy on the night of the Blackgate riots. And then he killed him. I heard Batman borrowed these for a while before handing them in. I guess he prefers beating up punks the old-fashioned way.
Okay, so they are definitely referring to Origins. Or wait, no. Are they referring to like the Blackgate Arkham City DLC? Because I know there was like Batman Arkham City Blackgate. I never played it and I never really watched anything on it. But I know that Blackgate, there were like, Batman got like these shock gloves. So is that what he's referring to? Because I feel like I also remember Black Mask being a part of that, the Black, that like Blackgate DLC for Arkham City. So maybe that's what they're referring to.
One electric charge gun used by Batman, a.k.a. We don't like to ask. Batman dropped this here with the rest of the Arkham City evidence. Nice to have some of Batman's gear in the evidence room. Hope he doesn't ask for it back.
Well, you don't have to worry about that, because I don't ask for anything. I just took it.
One custom-tailored top hat, worn by Jervis Tetch, a.k.a. the Mad Hatter. Guy's mad, all right. He tried to brainwash Batman in Arkham City. He got the Wonderland kicked out of him instead. I hated letting him go. This guy's too creepy to stay free.
Okay, so there's another guy where they mentioned that they let them go, like they weren't able to keep him in custody. So what happened after Arkham City that they weren't able to like hold on to people, or they had to like let people go?
One stuffed bear in a canister of Titan formula, owned by Bane, a.k.a. Unknown. We had to let Bane loose after the Arkham City fallout. Guy was messed up anyway. Serious Titan withdrawal. My guess, he's off somewhere getting clean, and he's not going to be happy when he comes back.
I love that they mentioned that the bear is owned by him too. Also, didn't I destroy all that? Where's my explosive gel?
One ventriloquist dummy, a.k.a. Scarface. This ain't the original Scarface. It's a Joker knockoff. Don't ask me why, but the clown took a liking to these creepy things.
I mean, do you need a reason why? It's Joker.
A selection of body parts belonging to Warren White, a.k.a. the Great White Shark. White got himself sent to Arkham on an insanity plea. He lost a few things other than his mind while there. Made the new look work, though, I gotta say.
Ugh.
One freeze ray, used by Mr. Freeze, a.k.a. Victor Freeze. We, had to stop playing with this after the commissioner caught us making ice cream. Freeze has kept quiet since leaving Arkham City. Maybe Batman finally talked some sense into him.
Well, and with the DLC with this game, we also know that he finally ends up saving Nora, so that's probably part of it too.
One vial of Titan formula. One set of wind-up explosive false teeth. One pair of actual X-ray specs. One toy gun loaded with one toy flag and 5 real bullets. All used by the Joker. No known alias. It's one hell of a toy box. I'm glad no one's gonna play with it again.
And of course, this was stuff from Arkham Asylum where you played as Joker and actually got to wear those. Alright, I think we hit everyone. But yeah, I wanted to hit all these because I don't think I've heard most of these actually. But yeah, so I didn't realize that there was like this whole like story about like they were like forced to let people go after Arkham City, and that they lost track of a few people.
This has got Ryder written all over it.
Come on, this is Vale's story. She's got the inside track.
Somehow I don't think she's the only person with secrets to spill.
What are you guys talking about?
I had the wrong idea about you. Well, the person you are when you're not dressed like this. So the Playboy thing's an act too, huh? Geez, that's a lot of acting.
I went to Juilliard. Map's all clear. It's showtime.
Big mistake. Now you're just a man, Bruce.
So yeah, I'm not gonna go all the way back to the theater just to talk to Harley and then come back here. If someone else can do that. I'm just gonna hang out right here. And in the wheel. just had to do one last sweep before doing this. Because, like, again, I said this before, but I literally don't know, like, what happens afterwards. I don't know if we get another chance after this. And now we take the long walk. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna be taking a long vacation after tonight. And it just started storming where I'm at. While filming. Setting the mood. It's been a good run.
It's done. Gotham is safe. Thank you, Bruce. For everything. Goodbye, Jim.
So it's interesting that we could have done this before capturing everyone. We only had to capture like 3 or 4 of the side villains. We didn't have to get them all. Knightfall.
This is Vicky Vale for GCN reporting live outside
Now,
Wayne Manor, following the dramatic unmasking.
Calendar Man should be here.
That's him.
Yep, there he is. He was on the right.
Are you sure you want to do this, Mr. Bruce? I've got to. It's the only way to protect them. Very well.
We just saw Bruce Wayne, now known to be the masked vigilante Batman, enter his home, refusing to...
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died. A friend once told me that criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. That the only way to beat them was to give them something to be scared of. I understand now. As his world grew darker, so did ours. When his war ended, our lives could begin again. He set us free to live.
Tim Drake, don't forget the ring. I thought it was just like that for like a funeral.
There was an inquest, of course. Hundreds of suspects. Who killed Bruce Wayne?
Gordon.
I guess we'll never know for sure. So what's next? Criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. What happens when they have nothing to be scared of?
Who will protect Gotham now that the Batman is dead?
Hey. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Help me!
No one's coming, lady. Take his wallet.
Uh-oh.
Hey, freak! Maybe you missed the news! Batman's dead! Now look, don't scare us no more! What the hell?
Holy crap. I don't know, you sound pretty scared to me. And there it is. Batman Arkham Knight. Again, took us 8 months to get here. Okay, so I got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, that ending. Like I said before, I did not watch a lot of videos on this game. So a lot of this was like first time experience for me during this playthrough. And so that ending, so wow, so Batman literally walks into his house, walks in the front door, and then just bombs Wayne Manor. Okay. And then like the house caves in, so that happens. Then it cuts to Gordon, who's now at least running for mayor. Maybe he's been elected mayor. It was like, yay for Jim. And then he gets a text from Tim saying, don't forget the ring. So when I saw him in the black suit, I was like, oh, he's going to like a funeral, kind of like Dark Knight Rises style, where the people who knew who Batman was go to like a funeral for him, go to a Bruce Wayne funeral. But no, he was going to Tim and Barbara's wedding. And again, I don't know why they put Tim and Barbara together. Like, why Tim and Barbara? Why not Dick Grayson and Barbara? You could have very easily put the two of them together, and then, you know, the decision that Batman makes of whether or not to tell Grayson that Barbara's, you know, died or not, when he thinks Barbara's dies, that could have easily been Nightwing. You could even could have put Nightwing in the cell. Have Nightwing be the one who's there. Like, just swap the roles to where.
And so I'm home.
Take us away, Mark. Like, you could have had it be Batman and Robin going after Penguin's group, and then have it be Nightwing and Batman in the theater. Have Nightwing be the one who gets abducted by Scarecrow. You know, and then you could have done that, and I mean, I don't know why Tim and Barbara. Why Tim and Barbara? I mean, I guess it's better than Bruce and Barbara, because I hate that relationship. But, yeah, why? It's like the one time they finally decided to pull the trigger and actually, you know, make them a couple, and actually have Barbara get married to one of the Robins, it's Tim. It's like, come on. Now you're just messing with us.
I was him, and he was me. Oh, what a joker.
But yeah, so that's that whole thing. And then, yeah, we get that scene where we basically get Bruce's parents getting murdered happening again. We basically get that same situation happening with someone else, and then a new Batman emerges. Which, I don't know what the implication of that was. I know there's a lot of theories about what that was. Of course, the main thing is that Bruce faked his death and then basically created this new persona of like a ghost Batman. And again, I don't really know. I stopped following the story with, you know, Gotham Knights. So I know Bruce Wayne gets brought back to life with the Lazarus Pit in Gotham Knights. I don't know when he actually dies, though. I don't know if he, like, they're bringing him back from the dead after he died here, or if he dies sometime in between Arkham Knight and Gotham Knights, or if he dies at the very beginning of Gotham Knights. Again, I have not seen anything about that game. I did not, like, keep up with that game at all. And then, of course, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Killed him again, but then brought him back again. I was like, okay, at this point, I don't even care anymore. Perfect picture to have Joker crying on. Oh, there it is. Those are the Arkham City plans. So those were the Arkham City plans that you can find in Arkham Asylum. Those were the ones I kept mentioning during our Arkham Asylum playthrough. That I never actually found in that series, but they're there. No. Uh-oh. Okay. I hit A again because I haven't hit a button for a while, but I want this to keep going. It's cool that they're getting like this like highlight reel of the past two games with Asylum and City. It really, and you see Azrael at the top there. But yeah, so I know like the main like theory of what happens at the end is Batman basically just fakes his death. He doesn't actually die. I mean, because if he actually died there, that would have meant that Alfred also died, which would have meant that Batman just killed Alfred. I don't know how to feel about that. So I'm assuming the implication is like Batman and Alfred, like, they go into the Batcave, they go underground, or they go to some, like, bunker or something, and then Wayne Manor blows up to kind of create the illusion that, you know, he's died. So that way, when he returns as now, like, this, like, ghostly Batman, it sells the idea that Batman's, like, dead and, like, this is, like, his, like, ghost or something. Unless it's Azrael. That's the other thing, which I don't know if that's confirmed or not. I know that can probably change depending on like the decision you make to either have Azrael attack Batman or break the sword. But, you know, Batman says that like Azrael is probably his most worthy successor or like the most worthy person to take up the mantle, so that could have been Azrael on that roof, diving in at the end there. Again, this is all just me speculating after just seeing that cutscene for the very first time. And not knowing really any of the story that comes after this game. Ah, Raish. You were supposed to be so much more in this series. There's Freeze. There's Joker. Man, we were hallucinating Joker back in Arkham City. It all started back there. Yeah, so there was a lot in that ending, that final cutscene. We know for sure that Tim and Barbara get together. Gordon's apparently mayor now. Batman and Bruce Wayne are supposedly dead, but there's a new Batman, or Bat something, around, continuing the mission. Which I'm still leaning towards that it's Batman still. Because Batman even says in that cutscene or in that conversation with Catwoman that basically the persona or like the legend of Batman doesn't work anymore because his identity's been revealed. So Gotham needs something else. There needs to be something darker or more mysterious than Batman was, which is this new character we then see at the end. So unless Batman already had like this whole new persona ready to go for Azrael, I don't know how else that would work. But yeah, so what do I think of the game as a whole? It's split. I can definitely see why this game was so controversial when it initially came out, and I know a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, at least used to. I think since then, so many things have come out since that people are looking back on this very fondly, especially with Gotham Knights and Kill the Justice League, which have come out, which really basically did everything that these games did. It did them wrong. I know Origins was similar in that regard, where when it first came out, and then there's our hint for Scarecrow in Arkham City. So it's funny that they showed it like that, where they're showing like the teasers for the upcoming game. Like they showed that there was something in like each game that foreshadowed the next one. Like in Arkham Asylum, you have that map of Arkham City, which foreshadowed that. You saw, they didn't show it here, but you see a body bag in the morgue that has Ra's al Ghul's name on the toe tag. And then later in the story, you go back and the body's gone, to foreshadow Ra's al Ghul being involved again in Arkham City. And then in Arkham City, you have that barge, and then you have Scarecrow's mask on like that overpass to foreshadow Scarecrow being the villain in this. So they left these little clues in each game to foreshadow the plot and the villain of the next game. That's a cool touch, and I like that they pointed those out in this, like, recap. Now let's see if they show something for Arkham Knight. Again, I've never seen this end credits section before, so I don't know how this goes. So I don't know if there's something that they show at the end here to foreshadow at least what was originally going to be the plan for the next game. But anyway, like I was saying, I get why I'm kind of split on this game, because on the one hand, this game, the gameplay in this game is better than every other Arkham game. At least the ones I've played. I've played City, and I've played Asylum all the way through. I've played like probably 5-10 minutes of Origins at someone else's like place. They had it. I still don't own Arkham Origins, so I haven't really played it that much. I've barely played it at all. But the gameplay in this one is just so fluid. I mean, the whole motto of this game is be the Batman. And you feel like Batman in this game more than you do in any other game I've ever played. Any other Batman game I've ever played. I mean, the combat in this game is just better than any other previous Arkham game. Any other, like, just game like this. It's just so fluent. The impact of each strike is, like, so heavy and strong. I mean, you just feel like a beast in this game. And like the stealth in it, like the gadgets, everything. Like, if you watch videos of like, on YouTube of like, stealth in Arkham Knight done right, or like this is how stealth was meant to be, like this is how Arkham Knight stealth was meant to be done. And you watch some of those videos, it's like, it's incredible. Like, it looks like a movie. And to be able to play at that level must feel incredible. So from a gameplay perspective, as a game, this game does it better than any of the others. The one thing that this game probably does worse than any of the other Arkham games, and I'm including Origins in this, is its integration of characters. I think this game did the weakest job at using characters in the story, because, you know, we just did that big roll call at the end where we talked to all the guys we have locked up. Only like one of them was actually involved in this. No, two of them. Well, one of them. We never talked to Scarecrow, because you can't, because he's having an emotional breakdown. But, you know, you have three main villains. Well, kind of three main villains. Maybe you can argue four. But it's Scarecrow, the Arkham Knight, Stag, kind of, he's more of like an accomplice, and then Joker, who's, again, not really a villain, but he's a constant presence throughout the game. And then, yeah, you run into Harley. So, of all these characters that you have in this game, that are used in this game, the only ones that you run into naturally over the course of the story are Scarecrow, Arkham Knight, Harley, Joker, Ivy. I'm pretty sure those are the only ones you actually run into. Meanwhile, you know, in Arkham Asylum, you run into, over the natural course of the story, you run into Joker, Harley, Zaz, Killer Croc, Bane, Poison Ivy. Who else do you run into? You run into a few other people, I remember. It's slipping my mind right now. But, you know, you run into about 5 or 6 villains, and, like, they actually have notable roles in the game. And then, of course, Arkham City, I think, does the best job of integrating villains into the story. I mean, you run into everyone just over the natural course of the story. I mean, it's crazy how many people, like, just, like, how many people were involved in the story of Arkham City. It is actually incredible how well they worked in everyone. Everyone actually, like, had a natural role in it, like, they weren't forced in. In this game, most of the Rogues Gallery are relegated to side missions, to the Most Wanted side missions. Like Two-Face, Penguin, Riddler, Catwoman. You literally only see Catwoman if you do like the Riddler stuff. She's tied to that. Firefly, you know, Man-Bat, you know, all these people, they're not involved in the story at all. They're just out there, and they're just like another thing you have to go and do. Which was really just, oh, Deathstroke, that's the big thing. Deathstroke was the one, like, he could have been a main villain in this game. Like, he could have had as much to do with Arkham Knight as much as, like, like Mr. Freeze or, like, Hugo Strange had to do with Arkham City. Or, no, you know what? He could have been, like, the Ra's al Ghul of Arkham Knight. Like, what Ra's al Ghul was in Arkham City, like, the man behind the scenes and, like, the mastermind behind everything, who kind of set everything into motion, that could have been Deathstroke in this game. But instead, he's relegated to a boss fight where you don't even fight him. It's a tank battle. And again, it's just like that. And Origins, again, did another really good job. I don't think as good as City did, but Origins did a great job of integrating characters into the story because of the bounty being put on Batman. That was a really smart way to bring in just a bunch of people into the story. But I think the reason I put Arkham City above it is because with Origins, you know, you brought in all, like, the assassins to go after Batman, but that was it. They were all brought in by Black Mask, who was actually Joker. You brought in all of them, and they were basically working for Black Mask to go after Batman. In Arkham City, each villain had their own motive. They had their own objective that Batman just kind of happened to stumble into and interfere with. They weren't necessarily going after Batman from the start. Batman kind of got involved into their plans, like got in the way of their plans. But they were doing their own thing. But again, it's all still like weaved together really naturally. Okay, now it's just looping. So we're back to Arkham Asylum. Hi, Croc. Alright, I hit B. Oh, thank you for playing Batman Arkham Knight from everyone at Rocksteady Studios. Thank you, Rocksteady. Look at all them. Uh-oh. Don't crash. Okay, I heard like a helicopter like spinning. Alright, I think that does it. But yeah, like I was saying before with Arkham Knight, as a game, again, I see why people are kind of split with it. Because there's some things that it does incredibly well, so much better than every other Arkham game, but then there's also things that it does the worst of any of the Arkham games. Gameplay, I think it is like the best in terms of just how fluid everything is and just how everything works. I will say though, the one fault with the gameplay is an over-reliance on the Batmobile. With just so many things, I mean, there were so many just like Batmobile fights in this. And it did get a little just kind of like, okay, here we go again. Another one of these. And like the side missions, there were like, you know, 3-4 side missions where the Batmobile was like the main aspect of it. There was like there was 3 where it was the entirety of it. Like the Batmobile was like the whole thing, basically the stuff with the militia, like on the roads, taking out the mines, and then, you know, everything with the whole Deathstroke boss fight. Oh, we still got something locked. What's this? I think that's after you get like 200% completion. So yeah, these are all my skins. So I've got some DLC downloaded because this is the Game Pass version. You automatically get the Batman skin. Actually, I haven't looked at most of these. I haven't looked at like any of like the showcases really. We got Robin, Batman's sidekick. Let's see, we got all these guys now. Yeah, I haven't looked at any of these. There's Slade. Again, can't get over how like much they butchered Slade in this game. I mean, how do you go from... Because remember, Arkham Origins was the previous game. So they had just done, you know, the Arkham Origins, you know, deceased former Robin. Okay, he looks pretty alive there. Don't count him off yet. I've got 3 versions of Joker. Batman's arch nemesis. Look at him. Look at him chilling. Ah! TV's turned on. That's cool. I do like how they do these showcases where they're like they're animated a little bit, so they're moving, suffering the effects of Titan overdose. Young Joker, the Clown Prince of Crime. So this is like when he shot Barbara. Speaking of which, get off your phone. Who's she texting? Better not be texting Tim. You're on the clock. Who are you texting? Oh, how do I do this? Who are you texting? Okay. You got Poison Ivy. Which I will say, credit to them for like killing off like Poison Ivy. Like that was like, I remember when I first played this game and like I saw that like Poison Ivy died, I was like, whoa. That's when you know, like, they were like, okay, that's what, I think that's the moment where it hit me, where it's like, oh, they're serious, like, this is the final installment. Like, when you start killing off, like, other characters, like, killing off Joker was one thing, mainly because Joker dies in, like, a lot of things, so him dying in here wasn't that, that shocking. Okay, so there's no Red Hood. Unless I'm missing something. Unless I went over it. But I think they're all in alphabetical order. Oh no, maybe they're not. Because Deathstroke's up here. Oh, there he is. There's Red Hood. Vigilante and Secret Identity of Jason Todd. There he is. Look at all this stuff. Batpod, Batwing, all the vehicles. But yeah, this game as a whole, I mean, like I said, there's some things that it does so much better than the other Arkham games. I mean, visually, it still looks amazing. I mean, this is probably just one of the best looking, like, superhero games ever. Like, it still holds up 10 years later. Like, it is incredible how amazing this game looks. The detail, the shadows, the lighting, the textures on everything looks incredible. And again, it still holds up so incredibly well. It's amazing how well it holds up. Gameplay, amazing. You feel like Batman, which again was what the game was built on, making it an experience where you felt like you were Batman, and it achieved that. Its shortcomings are it as a story. I feel like. I know there's whole videos going into like all the different plot holes of the game, stuff that just doesn't make sense, stuff that doesn't add up. But for me, its biggest failure from a story standpoint is just like how it used the characters. So many characters just feel like pushed aside or not really used to their fullest abilities. I mean, they went through the trouble of, you know, introducing all these characters and, you know, adding them to the game for the most wanted side missions, but I mean, heck, you weren't even required to do all those. So you could have literally gone through this game, beaten the story, you take out 3 of them, and then you activate the Knightfall protocol. So you could literally like finish this game without ever, you know, defeating certain villains, which just doesn't feel right. Yeah, you could have gone through this whole game and never even met certain villains. Like, you could have gone through this whole game and never encountered Professor Pig, without ever encountering Firefly, without ever encountering Deacon Blackfire, without ever encountering... Heck, without really ever encountering Two-Face or Penguin. Because you don't run into them in the story. Yeah, they're in the cutscenes, but not in the actual story. There's never that moment in the story where the two of them, where Batman comes face to face with either of them. Which again is just like that letdown side of it, where it's like, oh, I feel like they could have been used better. And apparently there was a plan to do something. Oh, Hush, that was the other one. Oh, we never talked to Lucius. We never talked to Lucius again. Dang it. Maybe we should have gone and talked to some people. Yeah, so we never ended up talking to Harley or Lucius. I feel like we should have talked to Lucius. But yeah, Hush, that was the big thing. That's like the prime example of like wasting the characters and like just putting them in just to have them in there. I mean, Hush was... Because I found out recently that Paul Dini, who wrote Arkham Asylum, or at least was involved with the story of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, he was going to write Arkham Knight, but apparently his story just never materialized and never made it to the game. So there was a whole alternate version of Arkham Knight that never got made, at least an alternate story, which was going to have Hush as like one of the main focuses. Which probably would have gone into the whole Bruce Wayne wanted thing, where Hush does something, you know, as Bruce Wayne, and now Batman basically has to prove his own innocence, basically. And I'm sure would have been something on top of that as well. Because there was so much like build up to Hush in Arkham City when he gets introduced. You know, you're going around finding all these bodies. You finally discover that it's Thomas Elliot. You know, you get all these like rumors that's like, yeah, it was Bruce Wayne did it, or yeah, Bruce Wayne told me to do it. It's like, there's no way it was Bruce Wayne. I'm Bruce Wayne. Then you find out it was Thomas Elliot, who's Bruce Wayne's old friend, and he looks like Bruce Wayne. And then, you know, he leaves. And then Batman, you know, escapes the room, and then he tells Alfred that... Does he tell Alfred? He either tells Alfred or he tells Oracle that he's already left Arkham City, I'll get him later. Once I'm done here, I'll go after him. So just with that like line of dialogue alone, they're setting up like, oh, Hush is gonna come back. Batman is now aware of Hush. Like, he's on Batman's radar, and Batman knows that he has to go out and get him. And, you know, we as, like, the viewer and as the audience, we know it's like, oh, he's coming back. Hush is going to pop up again and Batman's going to have to deal with it. And then he's relegated to a cutscene in this game. And that's it. And again, there's a few other characters like that in this game where they just were not used to their fullest potential. It's like, if they weren't going to be used that well, don't bother using them. Like, this game could have gone the way it did without ever using Hush. without ever using Deathstroke, without ever using Firefly, without ever, honestly, without ever using Two-Face or Penguin. Like, they did not need to be used in this game at all. I mean, they basically weren't. They were all relegated to side missions or, like, one-off appearances. And the game's still great. But their, you know, their involvement and, you know, how poorly they were used takes it down a notch or two. Which is unfortunate. Because if it had just not used them, you know, I think the game would have worked fine. Okay, now I gotta see what happens when we hit continue story. Gotham's villainous contingent has been brought to task yet again. You should be immensely proud of your achievements. The city will be forever in your debt. So what happens now? I mean, we can't just go running around as Batman anymore, right? Oh, apparently we can. Okay. We're back from the dead, apparently. Great. Okay, so main objectives? Nothing. Okay. So what's up? Countdown to Knightfall. We've done everything. And we've done Knightfall. So yeah, now what? Okay. I guess we're okay. We're alive. Okay, so this is completely threw everything. Okay, honestly, I kind of predicted this is what I hope would happen. Because I feel like, oh, that would kind of suck. Like, you're not able to just, like, run around as Batman anymore after beating the game. Well, that kind of took away, like, the finality of it. Again, like I said, this is kind of what I hoped was going to happen. Like, where you're now just able to kind of run around as Batman, because I was going to say, that would kind of suck if you couldn't. Like, you had to go through and play the whole game through over again. Just so you can get back to this point where you're allowed to basically run around as Batman and, like, free roam. And that would have kind of sucked if you had to do that, so I'm glad, like, they didn't do that and you're able to just, you know, come back. But now it's also like a thing where, okay, so what are we supposed to assume happened with the whole Knightfall thing? Batman just runs back like, JK, I'm not actually dead. Hi guys. Okay. Okay, so no one acknowledges the fact that I'm alive? Okay, so are we just supposed to assume that basically everything that happens from here on is basically just what happened before Knightfall, before we activated Knightfall Protocol?
Just had the mayor on the phone. Says he's sending over an arrest warrant for Bruce Wayne. Shame. Our fax machine.
Yeah, so I guess everything just kind of resets to what it was before activating Knightfall. And that's the guy who shot the waitress, I think. Who I believe you can actually find somewhere, either in a morgue or something. Barbara?
Thanks again, Bruce, for going after Tim and Dad.
Okay, so yeah, it just completely, like, just resets to, like, right before Knightfall.
It is no one but the Lord who moves in mysterious ways.
Oh, please don't fuck with me.
Okay, so I guess we can eventually go back and talk to, Lucius and Harley. My death was greatly exaggerated. I wonder if anything else, like, pops up. Jeez. I wonder if anything else like pops up after you come back. All right. Well, I am glad it ended this way, or it ends like this, where you're still able to go around and basically do stuff after finishing the story, and even after like activating Knightfall. I'm glad Knightfall wasn't like I'm glad Knightfall doesn't like end the game, like, or not end the game, but like doesn't stop the game. Like you could still play afterwards. I'm glad it works out that way, because that would just like suck if like you had to go through the entire story again, do all of like the side missions and all that stuff again just to get back to this point.
The Joker. That's a myth. Some people are just born crazy, and he was one of them.
But yeah, that does it for me, and that does it for Arkham Knight. This was a fun series. This was a real fun series. A lot of this is a game I'm not super familiar with, so there were a lot of things that were like experiencing it for the first time again. There were a lot of things that I completely forgot about, so it was fun seeing them again and reacting to them and be like, oh, I remember that. It was just a really fun game to play. This is probably one of, like I was saying before, this game probably just plays better than all of the other Arkham games, which I think just makes it the most fun to play. It's still not my favorite Arkham game, but I recognize that this game is better than all the others on so many levels. Visually, like graphically, gameplay-wise. I wish they didn't rely on the Batmobile so much for so many elements of this game. Like if they could have taken away one or two of those, those Arkham's Most Wanted things, like took away one of those militia Arkham's or Gotham's Most Wanted side missions, that would have been fine. If they had reduced the amount of Riddler trophies or Riddler puzzles that require the Batmobile, that would have been nice. But yeah, so there's a few things that this game really kind of dropped the ball on. I think its biggest fault is just it failed several characters. It really could have done a lot more with them. I feel like there was so much built up around Arkham Knight, and the reveal of Jason Todd being Arkham Knight. The fact that he basically disappears completely from the game, other than, saving Batman in the final cutscene of the story, that was nice. But, you literally only see him as Arkham Knight for like 5 seconds. Now, granted, there's DLC for this where you actually get to play as Red Hood, and he gets his actual, like, Red Hood outfit where he gets the jacket, he gets the hood, and they build from there. But in the base story, I feel, because there was so much built around Jason Todd, like, for so much of the game was built around, first of all, who is the Arkham Knight, but then you also keep getting these, these hallucinations when you're going through the theater of basically what happened to Jason Todd, and these constant reminders from Joker of, Batman failing Jason. And then, he's basically reduced to just, I'm mad at you for what Joker did to me. Batman's like, why are you mad at me? And Jason's like, I don't know. And then disappears. I feel like there could have been so much more done from a story element with Jason.
They think he's enjoying it. The best don't kill people. We all know that. Maybe he's had enough.
Ooh. That's scary. But yeah, this is a really fun game. Really enjoy it. I feel like there's not a much... at least for me, there's not a ton of replay value from a story standpoint. Like for me, once you go through the story once, it's kind of enough. I know I just said it was kind of cool I had forgotten a lot of it, but once you know all the big twists, there's really nothing in the story to go back to, because then once you go back, you start noticing all the little inconsistencies and all the plot holes. Like when this game first came out, the reveal of Jason being Arkham Knight, if you didn't already pick up on it from all the hints, was a pretty cool reveal. You know, the reveal of Batman being the last Joker, that was cool. Batman almost becoming the Joker, that was cool. The scene where Batman kind of becomes the Joker and we get this look at an alternate future where Batman becomes the Joker and like kills all of his rogues gallery and burns Gotham to the ground, that was cool to see for the first time. But once the surprise element and what was that called? Basically that, that whole thing of it lost its, value once you go back to it again. It was like that first time thing was cool, then kind of loses it on rewatch or replay. There's not a lot in the story to make up for that. But, like I said before, this is still probably one of the better Batman games in the Arkham series. For me, it's still Arkham City #1, but I do think, and I might get crap for this, but I think this game is better than Asylum, just because it does so many things better than Asylum from a gameplay standpoint. The gameplay in this is so much better than Asylum. The combat is so much more fluid. The stealth is so much better in this. Like the gadgets, just having more of them, but also being able to integrate them into everything. Like the use of gadgets in free flow combat and stealth. I mean, it's just it's such like a fun experience to play it. It doesn't have any jankiness that Arkham Asylum had. Just running around the city and, gliding around is so much better than an Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum still has, that appeal of the atmosphere, which I still think it still holds that, of having the best atmosphere and the best environment and kind of like the best visual storytelling, and just creating that atmosphere through its environment. And for being the first, I mean, it's always going to hold that. It was the first, and it set the groundwork for all of the following Arkham games. Not just from a game standpoint, like a real world standpoint with the gameplay and how the game is structured, but also the story itself. I mean, the plot of this game, like a huge element of the plot of this game, happens because of what happened in Arkham Asylum. Batman getting infected with the whole thing with it all begins with Asylum. Joker taking the Titan formula, which then poisons his blood, which then causes him to, give his blood to Batman in Arkham City, which then causes Batman to slowly turn into the Joker in this game. It all started with Asylum. And it really does feel like it culminated in this game. They could have ended the series here. They should have ended the series here. At least with Batman. They could have gone and done Gotham Knights, but do it with the other Bat family members. Have it be Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood. Have it be them. Sure, no problem. Have them go up against Batman's Rogues Gallery. They didn't need to bring Batman back, especially if they were just going to kill him off again in the next game anyways. And those games are just so different, they don't even feel like they're a part of the same franchise. So it almost doesn't even feel like it is continuing the Arkham series, even though it technically is. They just feel so different and so separated and not related to the Arkham games at all that they feel like a different franchise. So yeah, I'm totally cool with just saying, yeah, the Arkham series ended with Arkham Knight. It ended with the Knightfall ending. That's where it ends. And that last showcase thing, I think I know what that's about. That's about, like I said before, getting like the 200% ending, where you basically get this alternate bat suit. And I think it also affects the final Knightfall ending, like that final cutscene. I think it affects it a little bit. You might get a slightly different one, but I think it still mostly plays out the same. But anyway, that does it for me for good this time. I've ranted long enough. This video's gone way too long. I mean, this video could have been over in half an hour, really. I mean, we beat Riddler in the first 20 minutes. Then we went around and talked to everyone. We could have been done and out of here in under an hour, but I think we're going on 2. So that does it for me. for real this time. Hope you guys enjoy this series. I've had a ton of fun playing it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for new videos. Next week, we will be starting our new series, and we're jumping to a new franchise this time, and another anniversary this year. So, stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Guy01 and Batman, signing out. Bye, guys.